Hi guys, my name is Danny, as you probably already know since you're on this platform. And this is my friend Alice, and she's here to assist us today for this partner handstand class. So if you're new to handstands, remember it's a journey, so take a bit of time and have fun. Joy is your greatest GPS, and it's normal to feel fear, excitement, whatever you bring onto the mat, know that that's okay. And you'll have many tools to support you along the way, including this class, the wall, 3 blocks if you have them, a partner, a friend, somebody who's willing to travel with you on this journey. So when you're ready, I'll see you on the mat. All right, guys, welcome. Let's start standing. Come to the front of your mat, have your toes pointing forward, and take a nice inhale through the nose and a clearing exhale through the mouth. Taking a moment to arrive onto your mat, onto this moment, and slowly begin to pull your energy back onto yourself, away from stories, from people, or any narrative that's just playing behind you. And begin to feel your body in space. Begin to celebrate your body. And as you start to lean into the vibration of joy, notice how your inner atmosphere begins to shift. And I ask that you take this vibration along with you for the ride. When you're ready, blink the eyes open and sweep the arms up to the sky. Just look up nice and tall. And exhale, bow forwards. Inhale, lengthen spine. And on the exhale, step back to a nice high plank position. Shift the weight forward, stretching out through the wrists, and lower down halfway. Roll onto the tops of the feet, stretch out the tops of the feet, and then the chest, upward facing dog. Now press back, downward facing dog position, and look back. I want you to really press through the palms. So what we're going to do here is allow the head to drop into a more passive down dog. And then we're going to actively press away, activating through the triceps and get a little bit longer. So we are recruiting the lateral sides of the body. Let's do that 5 times. Drop down, press away. Drop down, we press away. And keep going. Shook, 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 shook. Now I want you to stay pressing away. Chin down. Try not to look forward for this. Just really focus on wrapping the triceps in and pressing away. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now gently lift the heels or bend the knees. And we're going to catwalk towards the front of the mat. So pick up your right foot slightly and step it forward. Left foot, lifting through the left hip and all the way to the front of the mat, getting as close as you can towards the wrist, and then take a pause. On the inhale, flatten spine. And on the exhale, forward fold. Let's stand all the way up. Circle the arms out and around. And thumbs meet at the heart. Exhale. Arms reach up, grow long. Exhale, take a forward dive. Inhale, lengthen spine. And step back into your low plank position. Beautiful. From here, we're going to switch it up a bit. I want you to press up, high plank. And lower the knees down and the forearms down. Look forward. And slide forward, upward facing dog. Press on back, downward facing dog position. Nice. Now keep pressing, pressing, pressing away. So we are creating a lot of stability through that upper body. Roll forward onto a plank position. Roll, roll, roll. Really press away from the mat. Step the feet slightly back and have your shoulders the height, your hips the height of your shoulders, right? So they shouldn't be dropping. Look at your navel and pull it on in and just hold here. Notice if your eyes are bugging out of your face and try and relax a bit. Through the eyes. I know the arms and the core are working, but your mental state is really serene. Or at least it could be. Continue to hold 30 seconds. Nice, smooth breath. Nice. Now continue to shift forward, and we're going to come onto the tops of the feet and keep that plank. Bring the inner ankles to kiss, and you're on the feet. If this is really intense to be on top of the feet, you can get really light on the toes, just like Alice is doing behind me. Hold here just for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wherever you are, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. And press on back, downward facing dog on your exhale. Let's work on the hips. Right leg will lift up to the sky. Keep the hips nice and square. So look behind, underneath you, and make sure the left hip and the right hip are in one line. On the exhale, round, kiss your right knee as you roll forward onto a plank. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Now let's go ahead and step the right foot towards the front of your mat. Keep your fingertips down for just a moment, and then ground through the back heel. Let's open up into a warrior two position. Nice. Make sure the hips are the height of the knee. So if we're really high up, we want to make sure they're sinking down, sinking down. Your right thumb is going to point down, so the palm's going to be facing towards the right. Now see if you could bring your right hand to your lower back, so behind you. There we go. And we're going to try and lean forward. As if this is as far as you can take it, great. Stay right here. Just keep the back leg straight. If you want to take that further, I want you to sneak your right elbow to the inside of the right thigh and press it on out. Sweep your left arm up and overhead, and we'll hold here as we open up through the right hip for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse warrior. Left arm sweeps back, right arm up and over. Look up at that right hand, extend. And on the exhale, cartwheel the hands down and come back to a plank position. Right foot floats back. Low push-up, chaturanga, plank. And knees down, forearms down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And press back, down dog position. Left leg goes up to the sky, lengthen. Kiss your left knee as you roll onto a plank. Take it back, inhale. Now step your left foot to the front of the mat. Good, ground through the right heel, warrior two position, open up the arms. Let your hips sink in as you match the height of the hips with the height of that front knee. Now turn your left thumb to point down. Bring the top of the left hand to your lower back. Lean that left elbow forward, forwards, forwards. And if you have the spine, go ahead and sneak the left elbow in. Right arm sweeps up and over. Really good. Hold 5, gaze is steady. 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs are frozen, but the arms wave back. Reverse the warrior, look up. Beautiful. Cartwheel the hands down into a 3-pointed plank for just a moment as you transition to a chaturanga. Left foot lowers. Come up, plank position. Or you could go knees down and forearms down, or no knees and dolphin pose. You have options, or your traditional vinyasa, just like Alice did to my right. We'll meet back in a downward facing dog position. Really, really nice job. Now let's go ahead and take a lift through the heels, press through those palms, tap the knees down and look straight ahead. Let's sit back onto the heels as we transition onto our drills, our handstand drills.
Okay, so we're going to get into our first drill, and for this first drill you're going to want 3 blocks, maybe a foam roller or a cushion if you don't have a third block. So coming onto your belly, Danny's going to demonstrate this for me, and your first 2 blocks you're going to want above the head, about shoulder distance apart. So we can take an active flexion of the wrists here, so fingertips coming up towards the ceiling, or we can send the fingertips forwards, and this is what I like to do for this one. Palms face each other. And then finding an external rotation of the arms. So we're sending the thumbs away and keeping the arms shoulder distance. And then with your third block, or whatever prop you're working with, we're going to place it underneath the thighs. So just lifting up here. If you don't have a block, it's not the end of the world. You can also do this on the floor. And then we're going to actively draw the shoulders up towards the ears, so shrugging the shoulders as high as we can. The belly button is going to draw in towards the spine, so we lift the stomach off the floor, glutes switch on, and then we're keeping the legs drawing together, heels draw together, pressing into the top of my hand. So if you've got a partner, you can place the hand just at the shoulders here, pressing for 3, for 2, for 1, and relaxing down. Lovely, nice. And then releasing. So if you don't have blocks, there is an alternative drill you can take. We are going to use blocks just because we want to have a flat surface to press against. So if you've got a wall close to hand, that's going to be ideal. Again, Danny's going to demonstrate. Placing the arms above the head. This time we are taking flexion through the wrists. So we want the palms of the hands flat to the wall here. We're also going to use the fingers to grip. So when we come into our handstands and our inversions on the floor, we do tend to use the fingers. So I want you to find that same sensation against the wall. Again, everything's drawing together. So we've got heels drawing together, glutes switched on, shoulders shrugging up towards the ears, belly button draws in towards the spine, pressing into my hand for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Nice.
All right, guys, so we're gonna get on to our next drill, and this is a partner class. So grab your partner. Let's say you're alone. The wall can be your partner for now, okay? So we're gonna use Alice here, and we're gonna start by just taking a few L hops into handstand. The idea is to enter, hold a bit if you can, and then come back in a controlled manner. That way we just get into the rhythm and have a bit of fun. So when you're ready, go ahead and step onto your mat. Your partner will be by your side. And when you're ready, start hopping on up. Hands come down. Nice. And just take a few more. Getting nice and comfortable with that. And if you notice, I'm holding her back here just so she doesn't tip over. Shall she want to? I'm here as her safety. She feels good. All right, give me one more. Nice. How does that feel?
That's good.
Okay, nice. All right, now we're gonna move on to the wall.
Okay, for this next drill, you're gonna want to use the wall. So you're gonna come down, place the hands on the ground. So we wanna spread the fingers wide here, and they're about shoulder distance apart. And like we practiced with the drill on the floor, we're finding that external rotation. So sending the creases of the elbows forwards. Then from here, step 1 foot towards the wall, and you're going to press into the wall so you can lift the other leg up. So you want the gaze down towards the fingertips here. And then we're going to decide where we want to fall from here. So you can pick your favorite side. Everyone has a preferred side. You're going to purposely look towards that side and step the foot down, just like so. And we can take this once more. Nice. So falling down with control here, it doesn't have to look perfect, it doesn't have to look neat. We just want to stay nice and light on the feet.
Right, so take that a few times and see if you could give it a hop and have a bit of fun as you were falling. And notice that your hips can open on the way out and how you're controlling them and having nice and squared hips once you come up. Yes?
Yes,
Okay,
perfect.
go. All right, guys, so now we're gonna get off the wall. You and your partner are gonna bring the mat towards the center of the room. And what we're gonna do is kick up to handstand. And if you feel like you're falling, let's choose one where you're gonna fall prior to you coming up and fall into a cartwheel. So we have Alice, and she's gonna demo that just for us. I am gonna be partner number 2. This is partner number 1. You ready?
I'm ready.
Get set, handstand. All right, so as you can see, she has a lot of control as to where she's gonna land. Did you choose before?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Let's take that around one more time. Go ahead, plant the hands down, cartwheel. Good, she's holding, she's feeling good. And she's down. All right, guys, so give that a try, and then we'll move on to the next drill.
Okay, coming into our next drill of our stag handstand. So this is where it's really important to communicate with your partner. Make sure they feel safe, make sure they feel supported. So we're just gonna kick up into the handstand. So placing the hands down on the floor, we want shoulders over the wrists, and I'm gonna let Danny kick a few times, just so she can start to find that balance. And you can see here, Danny isn't quite kicking enough. So if you can kick a little bit more, don't be scared that you're gonna go over the top, because I'm here, and you can go again. There we go. So she's kicking into my hand that's behind her. Does it feel okay for you?
Yes.
Perfect. So this time,
Tired.
let's go up. Let's kick a little bit more. Let's see if we can hold this one. Nice. So you can see here she kicked towards my hand. Does the support feel okay?
Yes.
Good, and coming down. Nice. So something that's really important is not to, something that I like to do anyway, is when your partner is kicking, if they're not kicking enough, try not to catch them and pull them into the handstand. Let them kick towards your hand. And then as soon as they hit your hand, that's when you know they've kicked enough and they've caught the balance. So that's a really key part of it here. Also, when they're in the handstand, ask them how the balance feels, because sometimes as a spotter, we can put them into a position that we think is imbalanced, but really it's not. It could be too far one way or too far the other way. So you need to ask your partner, or if you're doing the handstand, just let your partner know that you need to be a little bit further forwards or a little bit further backwards.
Cool. And what about the stack leg position? Why am I keeping my knee bent?
You want to keep the knee bent so that you feel safer when you're coming down to the floor. So you've already got a leg that's closer to the floor. It's ready to catch you when you land. It's like a softer landing. Whereas if you lift the leg up, it can feel quite vulnerable. You could fall in any direction. Keeping that leg in towards the chest, it's going to keep the weight a little bit this way so you can naturally come back down the way you went into it.
Shall we take 3 more? Ready?
Let's go.
If I'm up there, keep me up
So
there.
kicking towards my hand.
Are you there?
I'm here. There we go. And down. Good. And again. Let's hold this one. Nice. Does the balance feel okay?
Yes, I feel good.
Perfect. And coming down.
Cool. Thank you.
Nice.
All right, guys, so we're gonna lean away from the wall, just like we did last time, but we're also gonna get off the arms in a way and explore puppy pose. Why? Because the next drill is going from handstand into wheel. So the way we're gonna start is in a nice puppy pose position. So come onto your knees and make sure they're underneath the hips. And go ahead and walk your hands forward, 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 allowing the chest to just melt down onto the mat. Slightly keeping the ribs in, so you can flare them. That's not a big no-no. Just feel an opening through the chest and shoulders as you release any tension in the spine. The idea is not to do, but just be, remembering that yoga is a feeling, not a shape. So how can you breathe easy here as you open the throat? Two more breaths. Amazing job. Now look forward, lift your shins off the mat, press the forearms down and come into a Sphinx position. So a lot of the time back bending has to do with your frontal line, not so much the spine. So we'll take an opportunity to just open up the quadriceps. So go ahead and we'll start with the left leg because that's the one that you can see. Bend your left knee in, grab a hold of the inside of your left foot, open the shoulder, and we're gonna wrap the toes around the hands around the toes and bring the left heel in towards the bum. From here, try and square the chest forward and just hold as you press the left hip down. If by any chance this flip grip, I will call it for the sake of the video, just a flip grip, doesn't work for you or is just a bit too intense, you can just simply pull in, square the chest or use a strap. Continue to hold, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna kick to come out, open shoulder, kick foot into hand, feel the chest opening. That's it. And now release the left foot down and we're going to switch sides. Bend the right foot in, reach back for the arch of your right foot, open shoulder. And as you can see, Alice and I are just gonna pull the right heel in towards the right butt cheek and the chest stays lifted. Try not to cave, so sometimes the chest goes down and we're like, try not to give up just yet and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick to come out. Really nice. And release the right foot down. We come back into Sphinx. All right. Tuck the toes under. Sit back onto your knees. Now we're going to practice full wheel. Not all of us have a full wheel. So if you're one of those who are like, that's all right. I want you to hang on and watch the video. That way you get familiar with the pattern, right? What it looks like, what you'll be feeling in space, and just learning, absorbing it all. So let's get on our backs. And place the soles of the feet on the mat, knees are up, lay on down. And you take it as far or as you'd like, or you can come into a bridge pose. So choose, always meeting yourself where you're at. So either bridge, hands alongside your mat, tuck the hips, lift the hips. It's a great position. If you're like, I am feeling really good and open, we're gonna bring the hands by the ears. Fingertips pointing towards the shoulders. What I don't want is your elbows out and you lifting the palms off the mat. Notice her elbows right here are pointing up. Nice and engaged. Top of the head comes to the mat. That's part one. If you can just pop into it. Straighten your arms, chest goes back. In this pose, I want you to shift the weight forwards and back. Why? Because when you are coming down from your handstand, it won't just be perfect. There are moments where you need to catch yourself, where you need to feel openness, where you may be wiggling, and I want you to do something. Embrace that wiggle. Really good. Now find a bit of stillness. Press through the balls of the feet and press the hips up towards the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, walk the heels in, try and tap the knees down and come all the way up. That's obviously more advanced. If not, bring your head down to the mat and sit it nice and low. All right. Now we're going to move on to handstand to wheel.
Okay, so we're going to come into 2 different exits of our handstand. Our first one, we're going to work with splitting the legs, and the second one, we're going to keep the legs together. So let's start with this first one. Coming into your handstand. Again, let your partner know that you're there. Let them kick towards your hand. Nice. So we're finding the stag here. We can hold for a few seconds.
Use only one hand, if that's okay.
Good, one hand. And then the person in the handstand is going to drop the chin towards the chest. Partner is going to bring hand towards the lower back, keeping a hold of the leg. We split the legs, and then you gently lower down, offering the support there. So you want to keep the weight of your partner in your hand until they touch the floor, into their wheel, and then exiting the wheel, however works for you. Nice. So our second one, this time keeping the legs together. So coming to handstand.
Okay, I'm going into my flop. That's what we're going to call it. But the idea is not to flop, so try and balance a bit. So you need to flop and want to bend the arms. We're going to attempt to do that now. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes, perfect.
Okay, cool. Let me catch my breath a bit. A bit of a reset there.
So this one is for you if you find you struggle with the flexion of the arms above the head when you come into wheel. So this is why it can be quite good. If you're bending the arms, this is a good variation to take.
Cool. All right, let's take it, or attempt to take it, because I love to keep my arms straight. It just feels good for me. But I'll do my best to demo it for you.
Into handstand. Nice. We're going to find a straight line. Beautiful. See if your partner can hold for a few seconds. And then chin comes towards the chest, keeping the legs together. You're bringing the hand towards the lower back, and then they lower the arms. There we go.
We did it.
Nice. A beautiful flop.
A beautiful flop. So that was really fun, actually.
Yeah. Did that feel okay for you?
I felt a lot of fear when you said chin to chest initially, but I've already conditioned myself to know that fear may come up along the journey. So it's important, like Alice said, to have these conversations and create more space in between that fight or flight response and a soft landing for yourself, not only through the mat and through your partner, but through your thoughts and your inner state. So how can you breathe through those moments where you're feeling uncertain, when you're feeling open and vulnerable, and then moving forwards from there to your end purpose. So yeah, it felt really good. Thank you.
Good.
All right, so now we're going to take it down onto our mats and take a moment to ground and really just let go of the practice and be so proud of ourselves for stepping onto the mat and showing up. So take a moment to sit. Any comfortable position will do. So Sukhasana, Virasana, and go ahead and close your eyes. Simply tuning into the breath. You may notice your heartbeat is a bit elevated. You've done a lot today. And as you continue to harmonize with that inhale and exhale, slowly blink your eyes open and soften your gaze. Even when you have your eyes closed, you have a gaze. Always soften your outer and inner gaze. And when you're ready, we're just going to press back into a brief down dog. So press the palms down, and it's going to be a passive down dog. We can call it a vacation down dog, so just let the head melt down. And breathe into the belly. Exhale. And when you're ready, bring the right knee towards your right elbow and drop the right shin towards the front of the mat, right behind the wrist, if that's possible. Keep your left toes tucked under for just a bit, squaring the left hip forward. Lift the chest as you press back through the left heel. And we're slowly going to fold down. And we're going to bend the right arm, left arm, and create a pillow, stacking the palms. Rest your forehead down for just a moment. And now you're going to turn your gaze towards the right side. So you're going to be looking towards the right, left cheek down on that palm. Release the top of the left foot down. And fully let go of the practice. Now gravity is working for us. Allow the right hip to melt down towards the ground. And I won't say much. This will be you with you. And for 30 seconds, just be in your pigeon, in your own essence and inner atmosphere. Now slowly bring your chin back to the center and straighten out the arms, pressing up and away. Drop your right hip down towards the mat and bring your left leg forward. Your left ankle is going to come to the outside of that right knee. And we're going to take a gentle twist. Right arm reaches up. Hook the right elbow outside of that top thigh and look back. See if you can look back through both your left eye and your right eye, like an owl. You're very curious / wise. Beautiful job. Now we're going to counter stretch over towards the right. Take a bow. Bow, bow, bow. And from here, see if you could press through the feet, obviously your right ankle and left foot, and come into a down dog facing the back of your mat. So you're just kind of like a gift unraveling in a different direction. And bring your left knee towards your left elbow and set the left shin down behind the wrist. Keep the right toes tucked under just like we did on the other side. Come onto the fingertips, elevate the chest. Press back through the right heel so that right hip flexor is nice and squared and engaged. On your exhale, slowly fold down, stack those palms. And this time we're going to look the opposite direction. So right cheek down on the mat. And we're looking left. Now I'm going to be really quiet and still. 30 seconds. Beautiful. Now slowly bring the chin to the center. Begin to straighten out the arms. Lift your chest. Roll onto your left hip and the right leg is going to come up and around for that twist. Right ankle outside of the left knee. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Take a gentle twist. So good. 2 more breaths. 2 and 1. Really good. This time, take a counter stretch over to the left. Round, round, round. And we won't press back into down dog, but rather look forward at what is now the front of your mat. Scoot the bum back and slowly lower down onto your mat to a laying down position. Extend the legs out long for a nice Shavasana corpse pose. And you'll hear the sound of the gong. And that signifies that start of rest, that start of surrender, of letting go. And we'll be here for 1 minute. And I always hold space for that. So, let go. Now in just a few moments, you'll hear the sound of the gong. You can come out of Shavasana by wiggling fingertips and toes. And gently rolling over to the right or left-hand side of the mat. Let that be your choice. And if you need more rest, by all means stay there. We're going to meet in a nice seated position. And gently, once you're there, bring your palms together in Anjali Mudra and bring them right in front of the forehead at the third eye center. Together we bow chin to chest, intellect to heart. Namaste. Good job.